right, guys, welcome back to Indie Showcase Saturday. Did a little emergency pivot there. Sorry, my console capture device is acting up. So Super Pixel Racers and Riot Civil Unrest will come back to another time once I get that figured out. But we're swapping in two other games because I got a ridiculous amount of codes right now. And this is one I was looking forward to. Were Tiger actually was the one who pointed this out to me originally when it came out. And it took me a little bit. I was going to buy it if I couldn't get code for it, but it took a little bit and I did get code for it. So this is, it's a weird name, but it's called Spinnortality, or it looks like Spinnortality if you look in the name here. But it is a management sim about running your own dystopian cyberpunk corporation with the aim of taking over the world and also giving yourself immortality. I love Cyberpunk. You guys know that who know me at all. Cyberpunk is my friggin' jam. And this looks dope as hell. Like, basically a game where you're managing your own cyberpunk dystopia. Like, yes, please. So, if I really like this, this might be something we play on other streams too. We'll see. I really, really hope it kicks ass. So this is by a single gentleman by the name of James Patton, who made this. It is out on PC, Mac, and Linux, and it is only $10 US or $15 Canadian. Really cheap considering all of what it does. It's got very positive reviews, not a ton of them. But it's definitely got very positive reviews. It is a game that is a lot of menus. That much I know. It is not an action game per se. But that's okay. I don't mind that necessarily. I don't know how much of this we're going to be able to cover in a maximum of hours of impressions, but we will see. We will see what we can do here. So I'm very curious to check this out, though. I have been really looking forward to this. And like I said, if this game is good, this may be something I bring into my own streams going forward as well. So let us fire up this piece and see what we got here. And I always like games like this that are rather complex but are made by a single individual. I think that's very cool. Oh, Unity game, because we got the Unity launcher. 1440p graphics quality, fantastic. Interesting. A game by James Patton supported by Austria Wirtschaftsservice and the Federal Ministry Digital and Economic Affairs. So this guy's clearly not American, which you would assume given his name. That's pretty neat. I'm already liking the music. There's credits. James Patton, everything guy. Oh no, he had some help with this. Not much though. Splork. That's a great name. Images from SpaceX and NASA. That's pretty cool. Used a lot of icon libraries. Oh, this was another Kickstarter. Okay, well, there we go. This is another Kickstarter game. There's been a lot of Kickstarter games in here that have come out lately. That's cool. So, all right, let's fire this up. Oh, God. Name your mega corporation. Okay. Maybe I should crowdfund or crowdsource this one. I'll just call it Paracore for now. Choose your logo. Not the biggest fan of any of these, but let's just say fire. Because, you know, what do you do as a cyberpunk dystopia? We will take the dark red fire for Paracore. Enter your first name. Call ourselves Brandon Evilman. And Brandon was a repressed nerd as a kid who now is like, I'll show you people. I think that'll work. Difficulty, laissez-faire. Extra startup capital, board members are more patient and live longer, income is higher, industry standard, or highly competitive. Bored are less tolerant and die sooner. All right, we'll go industry standard. Hello. I already hate you. All you are is a friggin' silhouette, but look at that friggin' smug grin. And your name is Wes Kane? Oh, screw you. Former CEO of this enterprise, currently in an undisclosed location. Well, you know, based on this, we could probably tell where you are, I'm just saying. But don't think for a second that makes you safe if you get on my bad side. We are the board, the backstage puppet masters of the world around you. We work tirelessly to shape the world in our image. But though we command vast resources, there is one enemy we cannot escape. Death, at least not yet. They all have these friggin' smiles. We would like you to join us. Your career thus far has been marked with economic mediocrity and technical brilliance. We wish to alter that pattern. We've generously supplied the seed money for this startup. All we ask is that you research brain transfer technology and manufacture replacement bodies for us. Oh, that's all you ask. Oh, okay. In a word, we want you to make us immortal. If we all die, we'll take you with us via the expedience of an unpleasant fail-safe implant. Think of it as a breach of contract. Is it? Okay. Oh, and we've taken liberty of hiring a small pool of workers to get you started. Your AI assistant should explain everything else. That'll be all. Now go run our company for us. Okay, well, there, I'll turn the master volume down a bit. Yeah, the volume sliders are very touchy in this. Yeah, we'll call it Paracorp. Welcome to eCEO, the latest in international management software. Man, is this how you run a friggin' business now? Our adaptive assistant will help you get grips with your new company. Click the flashing next button. The board of directors has assigned you long-term goals. Keep your company afloat, become powerful and wealthy, achieve immortality, control the political landscape of the globe. Oh, those are quite simple goals. Let's review your workforce. Your workforce teams are displayed at the bottom of the screen. You have two types of workers, intern and employees. Interns are cheap and can be recruited quickly. Topical. However, they have a higher chance of resigning. Your company gains inefficiency if workers leave, so interns can be a bad long-term solution. Employee teams are more expensive and take longer to recruit, but are more reliable and slightly better at their jobs. Let's put them to work and research a new technology. Okay. A research tree shows projects you can research, organize into groups. Light projects are available, dark projects are locked. On the right side of the tree is a project called social media. Find social media and click it. I don't want to research social media. The only research I want to do for social media is how to destroy all of it. Okay, details. Social media can be monetized. Oh, I feel sick. It also has a special effect that increases the media power in each nation where it is launched. He's quality the Russian media, eh? Currently have 10 worker teams, 5 intern teams, and 5 teams of regular employees. Assign 1 team to this project. At this rate, the project won't be finished for a long time. Friggin' lazy interns, man. So now I'm assigning everybody this. Now, okay, so this is turn-based. Wow, they're going to invent social media in 2 turns? God, Zuckerberg, you got to step it up, bro. 10 worker teams are not enough for a growing mega corporation. We should recruit more. It will take time for our employees to arrive and our research to complete, so click End Turn. Wow, each turn represents 6 months. Okay, so it's going to take them 2 years to invent social media. Messages notify you of important events. You can open them by left-clicking and delete them by right-clicking. Following projects have been completed. Social media. Okay. This is a decision message. You cannot end the turn until you have made a decision. We could generate a small revenue by selling ad space in our company offices. However, this might upset the workers. Put this in the middle. Now we need to figure out how to market social media. Oh yeah, you're right, Luke. That was 1 year, wasn't it? Social media is now green and has a different icon. This indicates the research is complete, but there is more work to do. Social media may have been researched, but in order to make money from it, we need to market it by using marketing angles, like fixing elections. We find new marketing angles by assigning workers to the project. The more workers you assign, the better their creativity, the greater the chance they will think of a new angle. If the chance is more than 100%, they will definitely think of an angle, perhaps more. Idea chance. I like how it determines like how much time has passed by the moon just going whoop whoop. Your workers have thought of a new marketing angle. Link a continent. Social media is not about continent. It's global, man. You have selected a nation. Well, yeah, that's fair. That's fair, I suppose. You have selected, though they're letting Google in there, so hey. You have selected a nation. In this future, the world's countries emerged into massive super-states. Okay. They are unwieldy and politically stagnant. I mean, that doesn't sound terribly different. Each nation has a different culture, measured with 7 variables. For example, this nation loves privacy. No. But doesn't care much about novelty. Well, okay, yeah. Oh, look at this. Individualism versus collectivism. Click here to prepare to launch social media. All of the social medias. These marketing angles are available for social media. Marketing angles affect the kind of adverts we run in the nation. Each marketing angle appeals to a certain culture, but which one? Stay up to date or never alone. Normally, you would have to read the marketing angle and guess what culture it appears to. Look at the slogan that says stay up to date. Stay up to date? I'm going to say probably this one. Oh, okay. I thought it was one whole side, not one specific thing. So search for a nation with high novelty. Okay, like that one. Each launch costs money, but you will make it back if the marketing angle is a good fit for the culture. The project will take 1 turn to launch, so deal with this turn's random event, then end the turn. Deal with this turn's random event? I was in the hollow bath. Hollow bath. Launch event was, wow, was super successful. We're earning $9 million per turn. Wow. So 6 months we earn $9 million. That doesn't seem that much. Oh, okay, so you can do focus tests. All right, neat. Focus test costs 1 class connection. They reveal a marketing angle's cultural appeal. You could just guess the culture, but focus tests are easier. That's true. So we can perform a focus test. If you mouse over the market angle, this nation's culture will be displayed to highlight the values targeted by this angle. Each angle targets 1 main cultural value and perhaps 1 or 2 secondaries. I see. Okay. This really wants a nation with high collectivism. Okay. You should research new products and marketing angles in order to launch them. The better your launch, the more income you earn over time. To do this, you need workers. You now know everything necessary to start running your company. There are more systems to explore. Tutorials. So this game is clearly very heavy on the tutorials, which doesn't surprise me. It is a management game. Oh, and I got 40 million for beating a tutorial. Okay. What would I bring to a deserted island? I mean, it depends how much I can bring. Politicians in South Africa are considering passing a law to strengthen net neutrality, ensuring all traffic on the internet stays as an equal footing. Well, I actually don't have any choice with that one, it seems. Paracorp launches new social media platform in South Africa. Promises a total social experience. Oh, some workers have not been assigned. Okay. One item? Oh, geez. Meta friendship. Well, yeah, let's make some gene splicing. Wow, agendas. Look at this. Black Ops required task force. Wow, there's a lot more to do here. The board is more than pleased with me. A fully stocked at staff 5-star. I feel that's cheating. That's not really one item. That's a collection of items. It has come to the board's attention that the following task is of the utmost importance and should be undertaken as soon as possible. Build a war chest. Large injections of capital will be required to achieve our goals. Hoard 400,000. I mean, I suppose, but... Our scientists have identified a new line of research. Well, let's do that too. That's a big library. All right, let's hire the maximum we can for workers. Military connections, class connections, cyber connections. So this is interesting. There's actual nation summaries, and you can sort by different government, corporation. That's pretty funny. One-party state, democracy. Ugh. Filthy democracies. That's pretty funny. And you can sort by different types of things. They assure us they have forever exhausted all creative possibilities. So, okay. So... we want to pitch a marketing angle here. So publicity and material wealth are liked, which Russia seems to have a lot of interest in. So this actually looks like it would probably be a decent thing. So, all right, we'll do that. Okay, well, that worked out pretty well. We're actually making like $2 million a turn right now. Technicians have been working hard on our social media algorithms. These are systems that decide what content to show users. We could refine our algorithms in two ways. Either show each user more and more of what they like, which will lead to happier users and higher ad revs, or show each users things which are being seen by the wider community, which should help break down the internet echo chambers a bit. We're a big corporation. We don't give a crap about the echo chambers. We want money. Oh, wait. Show users more of what they like. Social media gets a permanent 10% boost, but you lose one cyber connection. A random nation will become more xenophobic. Or it suffers a permanent 10% loss, but we gain 5% in public opinion. So either way, we lose one cyber connection. You know what? I'm going to go with what they like. Your being an evil corporation, so... I'm gonna work on that meta friendship. Hey, oh, you know what? We got some people with, sorry guys, I don't know why I didn't hear the tones, but thank you, Sanvi and Alternative Gaming, for the host to the Shed channel there. I do appreciate that, and thank you, Michelle Maschia, for the follow. That is very much appreciated. Welcome to Indie Showcase Saturday. Yeah, so we're trying out here. I had 2 games today on the roster that were on the Xbox, but my capture device is on the Fritz. So I subbed in 2 other PC games instead. So this is Spinnortality, which is a cyberpunk, like, mega corporation management game, which is pretty neat. It's definitely a menu simulator, but that's not a bad thing necessarily. I'm going to see here what we've got. That's one world, which is definitely going to appeal to nations that are multicultural, which this is not. See what we can find. I will say that this globe navigation and stuff in this UI is not especially smooth. I have not played this before, Sanvi. No, this is the... So, Indie Showcase Saturday is a first impression series where I go into games blind. And, so, yeah, I haven't actually played this at all. I got press code for it. I love Cyberpunk, and I love the idea of a management game where you're creating your own cyberpunk dystopia corporation. So that's what this is. It's definitely a menu simulator, but it's pretty cool. I like this idea. So this appeals to a nation that's both multicultural and collectivist, which this one is not. This one is extremely collectivist, but not multicultural. This one seems to be a little bit better on both, but we already launched there. That one could be okay, the Middle East. So you want the biggest mix of multiculturalism and collectivism. It kind of looks like the Middle East is the best place to launch with that one. I think that's what we're going to do there. I'm going to try to launch this in multiple places here, I think. It's interesting, right? You have to really balance stuff. They should have menu simulator as a game genre. I know, right? I mean, we've added some new ones lately. You know, there's Walking Simulator. There's games like Frostpunk or This War of Mine, which people like to call misery simulators. So actually, my friend WereTiger was the one who told me about this game originally. He sort of found it randomly on Steam one day and was like, "Hey, I think you dig this." And I actually went out and bought it. Oh, I didn't buy. I was gonna buy it, but then I managed to find the dev and I got press code for it, which was pretty cool. It's interesting, right? Because a lot of these nations, there's primary and secondary benefits to each type of thing you would launch. But these nations are not, like, some of them are very different mixes, right? Like this one says, like 3 out of 4 of these traits are extremely high. The other one is not at all, right? So, but that would probably still do well enough that I would get the benefit from it, right? I think that's kind of cool the way this works. But you have to really weigh things. I think it's very interesting. See, and this is... See, kind of nothing is worth it here. So this actually might be a nation where social media is just not worth launching. You know, North Africa, they don't give a damn about the socials. Similar here. Europe Europe apparently hates social media. Good for you, Europe. Good for you. So I'm a variety streamer, Sanvi. I play just about everything. I'm not big on sports games, and I don't play a lot of puzzle games because I'm not good at them. But I play a wide variety of stuff. Right now on my main channel, I've been playing Metro Exodus, and I'm going to be starting Ace Combat 7 and Devil May Cry 5 probably at some point. But I play a lot of indie stuff as well. That's kind of what I do here. I'm the developer relations envoy for the Shed, so I talk to... my job is to sort of talk to indie devs who want to work with us and show them cool stuff. So I've been doing that, and this Indie Showcase Saturday thing that I'm doing here is kind of a version of that. That's the thing, right? That's what I find pretty cool about it, is it's the idea of building a megacorp, and what you're trying to do is to make a rich megacorp stamp out everyone else, and your goal is also, you have this evil board of directors that you're reporting to, and their goal is to, your goal with this evil board of directors is to, they want to achieve immortality. So they said, we'll give you money to start this company up. You just have to research the following things for us. You know, which is basically how to make them live forever. So this is another tutorial that's showing me how to keep the company going. This window shows information about your company. Look at these two stats, corruption and inefficiency. If these rise too high, your company will not function. Or, you know, in the case of SNC Lavalin, you'll get a deferred prosecution agreement. Canadian humor. When employees accept bribes and perform favors for their friends, what, the games press? This deprives the company of much-needed profit. The higher your corruption, the more money will mysteriously disappear each turn. It can be lowered with internal investigations, which cost money, and class connections, the favors you have among the movers and shakers of the world. Lower corruption, you have been given the money and connections to pay for it. Okay. Inefficiency, how outdated and unwieldy your company is, how much like IBM you are. The higher your inefficiency, the more likely it is the projects will be delayed. Oh, so like Phoenix. Topical. You can lower inefficiency with an efficiency restructure. What, mass layoffs? This costs money in cyber connections, the favors you have among hackers and cybersecurity experts. Yay, I got $5 million for completing tutorials. Well, we're earning 14 mil a turn now, so we're doing all right here, I think. Not angry, you're just topical. We received a job application from a skilled and appropriate candidate. We think we would be a good fit for our company vision, and they're willing to start immediately. Is there a reason I would not want to do that? All right, well, let's hire another big pile of people. So gene stims are now research, biz tracking and meta friendship are not. Who is that? I mean, you're going to have to be more specific. I mean, Dave? Designer organs. Yeah, okay, fair. Designer organs. I always wanted to design my own organs. I didn't know he had that many. Two intern teams have handed in their resignation, claiming 20-hour workdays were against the spirit, if not the letter, of the law. You're an intern. Yeah, I know, right? 5 million for completing a tutorial? Dang. I just didn't know it was 5. One work group has been delayed. You know how you combat inefficiency? Repeated floggings. Oh, Derek. Derek was just bitter. Okay, so we have gene stims, which we can now potentially launch. Of course, people want... Okay, you know, I probably should have guessed that, honestly. That gene stims is good for convenience. Gene stims. Oh, good. So basically, you don't have to sleep. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's get this launched everywhere. People who want convenience. Russia, we like convenience in Mother Russia, is why we always elect Putin. He very convenient. Pure evil, but very convenient. It turns out a lot of the modern world likes convenience, guys. I don't know if you... what a revelation. Am I right? People really like... South Africa? They don't care so much about convenience. I mean, the option is quality versus convenience. To be honest, I would, in most cases, prefer quality over convenience. Depends on the day. Sometimes not so much. So there really doesn't seem to be a good reason. Okay, you know what? I think launching social media there would be all right. Day and cost, yes, indeed. I'm going, after we're done today, I'm going to my mom's for dinner tonight with Riley, and I cannot wait. My mom is like the best cook ever. Oh, my board is displeased. But look at all the money I'm making! Dear Brandon Evilman, this is an automated message from Remind, helping you remember important personal tasks and goals. You're requested to be reminded. Become immortal. It is only a matter of time until my body shuts down for good, and I, for one, have no intention of dying like a regular schmuck. You must be a big shot CEO by now, so do some research into gene splicing. I'm working on it. Oh god, the Russians are now friggin', the Russians passed net neutrality? He does sim, for the most part. He's not, he's still not the biggest fan of car rides, because he's a giant worrywart, but he's getting better. Net neutrality, blech. Yes, indeed. Is neutral for dash cam footage. All dash cams want to be free. See, I don't even know if this is worth launching in North Africa, because, like, they really want convenience, but everything else they kind of don't give a crap. They're really privacy-focused, which, I mean, is not for social media. So, we launched poorly in the Middle East. So we launched with One World, which apparently people were not so big on. Maybe we could launch a little bit better on Never Alone. We'll relaunch her over there with that. See, these ones don't really seem all that good for this at all. Though I suppose the idea is that you're not launching all products everywhere, right? Also, there's politics and media, which we haven't even done yet. We haven't even gotten into that, so... So we're going to hire a pile more people here. Hype. Hey, Coffee Junkie, how are ya? Riley's doing really good, Sanvi. He's doing quite good. He goes back with his mom for 2 weeks tomorrow, but my ex and I actually we actually share him every 2 weeks, so he goes back to her tomorrow. But he's been with me for a couple of weeks. He's doing quite well. I took him for a big long walk before I started today, so he's passed out, probably on the couch. Okay, well, I think we've done everything we can this turn. Thank you, Coffee Junkie, for hosting the shed. Greatly appreciated. It's come to our attention that a local media conglomerate in Oceania is having a fire sale to raise some emergency capital. We could snap up the assets in question for a knockdown price, increasing media presence in the country. Only 5 mil, I think that's worth it. It's time to buy some media. I'm doing good, man. I haven't managed to do Indie Showcase Saturday for almost a month now, so it's feeling really good to be back at it, I have to say. I'm really glad to be back at this again. I've been having a really I really enjoy showing off cool indies, especially for the Shed. I have a bunch of other devs actually to reach out to soon about doing some stuff with the Shed, and I'm going to be going to PAX East as well, where I'm going to be hitting up a ridiculous amount of devs again, I hope. So I very much look forward to that. I think that's going to be pretty awesome. Ooh, inefficiency's getting bad. Spend 3 cyber connections. Oh, okay, and we can buy connections by, like... So we have 7 cyber connections, so we could spend 3 to drop the inefficiency down, which is good. And then by spending basically 40 mil at a time, we can buy our way up to... we can buy more connections, which is kind of cool. Oh, yeah, so we were supposed to play Coffee Junkie. There was 2 other games we were going to play today. So we're doing 5 different indie games today. So basically, Indie Showcase Saturday is I do up to 5 games a stream, and I do them so I do up to an hour of first impressions for each one. So this is on my Mixer channel and the Shed's channels on Twitch, Mixer, and DLive. And the idea is we do up to 5 of these. 2 of them today were on the Xbox, but unfortunately my capture device is not playing well. So I swapped in 2 from the PC, which we're playing here. Talking to devs and stuff, Sanvi, is mostly because, so I've been running a YouTube channel for a number of years now, and I did a show on there where I talked about indie games quite a bit. And I just ended up, after a period of time, having devs reach out to me because indie devs really want to try to get their games noticed, and a lot of them have a very hard time doing so. And as a small creator, I tell people, don't be afraid to reach out to devs if you're a small creator, because they are very interested in working with almost anybody, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, and because I just love talking about indie games so much, the Shed, which is the amazing gaming and streaming community that I'm a part of, which you guys on the Shed's channels, if you go to theshedteam.com, you can see all of our neat stuff there. They wanted to create a role for somebody to go and basically talk to, try to build relationships with our community and indie devs, and I was like, I would love to do that. So I was given the chance. And we went out, I went out to PAX South this year, and I had a chat with a whole bunch of really awesome devs there. Got some really interesting stuff done. And we're going to be going to, I'm going to be going to PAX East in a couple of weeks as well to do the same, which is going to be pretty awesome. Okay, this tutorial will teach you about politics. Okay, guys, everything we've ever wanted to know about politics. So pay attention. Today you will learn all about politics, how everything politics works. Europe is a one-party state, a dictatorship. Okay. This is the politics screen. It shows the different political parties in the nation. Every one-party state has a ruling party and rebels who oppose them. The ruling party is shown by this star, the Hope Party. Party has a polls rating. It's a dictatorship. Why do they even have polls? What percent of the population supports them? The poll rating is determined by the party's popularity. It represents how generally popular this party is among the people. It rises and falls randomly over time. The whims of everyday people are unpredictable. Oh, show party affiliations. Popularity is also influenced by which cultural values each party backs. If the party backs a popular value, their popularity will increase over time. Parties may rebrand their cultural values if they realize they are unpopular. Popularity is also affected by the type of government. In a one-party state, the ruling party will slowly lose popularity over time as the population come to resent them. The rebels in a one-party state gain more than 67% in the polls, the nation will move towards chaos. This is due to the instability caused when the established government is weakened. Okay, so this game, guys, becomes a freaking rabbit hole. There is a lot of variables to keep track of in this thing, like a lot. Which is cool. It's super deep, clearly. Democracies have two parties but hold regular elections. After an election, the nation will be led by the party with the highest poll rating, plus or minus voter swings of 10%. Again, the star shows which party is currently in power. The Liberty Party or the Republican Party? A party that wins an election will get a boost to popularity, the so-called honeymoon effect. Ha! However, their popularity will drop over time as voters become disillusioned until the opposition party is elected, then the cycle begins again. In democracy, if one party gains more than 80% in the polls, the ruling party will seize power, turning the nation into a one-party state. The opposition party will then become rebels. This is a corporation, a blend between a state and the corporation. Shares in this nation can be publicly traded. Ew. I'm waiting for the day that that happens in real life, but Ew, ew, ew. Literally can buy shares in a country. This is the list of all companies which hold shares in this government. I mean, not overtly like this, but the company with the most shares is the controlling shareholder. They are shown by the star symbol. Your company is also listed since I am now a shareholder. So I can own a nation. Buying shares as a corporation is useful because the controlling shareholder is the only company which can change laws in a corporation. Secondly, each share generates a small amount of income paid for by taxes within this nation. Globe now shows income readouts for each nation. Note the extra income in North Africa. This is the income you gain from your corporation share. The amount of money each share generates is determined by how prosperous, chaotic the nation is. And remember, if a nation reaches maximum chaos, the government will fall. You can then meddle in the nation and found a new state on your terms. Okay. Well then. Stuff got interesting again. Yeah, I figured as much for efficiency and material wealth. I figured they would like that. They also like efficiency in Mother Russia. Apparently, they're not so big on material wealth in Oceania. Nor the spirituality, nor the novelty. Business tracking seems to be a popular thing. Like the novelty, but not the spirituality in the Middle East. And they hate material wealth in Europe. Actually, they're a dictatorship, so I'm actually... I guess I shouldn't be surprised about that. Yeah, they're not big on either of those things. So meta friendship as well as AI is coming very soon. So let's put all the interns on the posting tips, because I mean, really? It takes 7 to 10 6-month turns to tell people how to post better on social media? Clearly, we haven't been whipping you enough. Supply problem for gene stems. A key ingredient is a molecule found only in the ascension lily, a plant native to North Africa. It has been increasingly difficult to source this plant, so our gene stem production is not kept up with demand. This means profits are falling. There is only one option: force North Africa to its knees, then sweep in and take as much of the plant as we want. I can do a synthetic substitute, which is 5% inefficiency and lose 20 million. Yeah, that'd cost too much. The deadline for this task of building a war chest is rapidly approaching. Well, I'm getting there. Oh, South Africa gained one prosperity. See, I feel like, though, if you launch a bunch of these initiatives and things like that, that this will very quickly get... Like, the revenue... That's the idea, right? I think the revenue will snowball, right? As you get more and more and more things... It will, that it will get, you'll get richer and richer and richer, right? I have to say, guys, this is pretty cool. This would be an extremely good, what I call second screen game. So, like, this would be a great thing to play while you have, like, Netflix up on your second monitor or something like that if you wanted to. Because obviously this is not an action-heavy game. It's a lot of menus. But I like that in its way, right? Because it's sort of giving you... as you play it, you're sort of getting your you know, you're sort of feeling it out as you go, and you can still see, even though there's not a lot of action in it, you're still seeing through the numbers and things like that, right? You're still seeing the results of your efforts, and you're seeing them actually pay off and whatnot. I think it's pretty cool. And the idea, like I said, of a game where your goal is to build up an evil corporation and, like, actually be evil... where, like, you're not punished for being evil, in fact, you're expected to be. I think that's kind of cool, myself. I have to say, at this point, I'm pretty impressed with this. I'm actually thinking this is pretty neat. Okay, so now we have AI, and soon we will have meta friendship. Wait, what is this? Oh, I researched AI, so I can have AIs work on things now. Neat. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so the AI benefits me. It's not something I can launch elsewhere, it looks like. Oh, interesting. And as you get more and more things from it, you can actually break them down into categories, which is kind of neat. You can also create fake news. But requires the PsyOps agenda, which I don't have. And then there's also a lobbying interface. Also, I can incite riots. Oh my god. Guys, this game becomes a rabbit hole really quick. Holy jeez, there's so much that's happening here. Oh, I have workers that have not been assigned. Since the International Your Care Act of 2025, healthcare has been provided by employers, never by governments. We need to periodically review our healthcare policy for our employees. We are legally mandated to provide a minimum level of healthcare. Well, we should just change that. I'm sure this minimum healthcare infringes on our rights. 10% public opinion and worker happiness for the cost of almost $40 million. All right, let's try that. Even though I know the board is getting upset at me because I haven't been earning enough money. Bring my efficiency down, or rather inefficiency down. But what does meta friendship give? Purity and collectivism. Looks like it's worth launching here. Gonna do this one last thing here and see if we can get this to where it needs to be. Workers. It's not clear to me how many workers have been unassigned. It doesn't seem to be very clear on that. I mean, probably will have to at some point. This tutorial explains how sales and profits are calculated and what might affect them. Okay. The amount of work needed to finish a project is the labor cost. Some projects need more research than others. For example, social media's labor cost is 10, but business tracking's is 20. The more workers it takes to research technology, the more valuable the technology. Each nation has prosperity and chaos. This shows how prosperous a nation is and how close to total anarchy. The more prosperous, the more money your tech will make there. If the slider is at maximum prosperity, products will make twice as much as if it were on the brink of chaos. Once a product has been launched, the product's income will drop over time as people lose interest. You can boost income by relaunching the product, but each launch will be less effective than the last. Finally, each product that is currently making money adds to your fixed costs. If you prefer not to pay these costs, you will have to trash the project. Okay. You can see how well your tech is launched with the marketing interface. Click on the product in the marketing interface to show how well the product is launched. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it does give you a little overview. The marketing angles. Oh, neat. So it gives you a quicker overview way to launch things. That's neat. Whoops. Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to... Crap. Bollocks. I didn't actually mean to do that. I launched... ads where I didn't mean to. Gave me a tutorial on an interface and then I screwed it up. This is actually not that useful in most places, as it turns out. The one-party state in Europe wants to build a social credit system. Can I rename myself to Tencent? Employee nanny? Ew. Let's have AI research itself. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, wow. The board disapproval just tanked. Rose review, this is a short-term goal. Crap. I didn't hoard enough money in time. That's why they're upset at me. Authority to complete the game. Drops to 0, they will fire you. Completing tasks is therefore vital. You can also lose board approval from bad public opinion or negative bank balance. Crap, so I didn't complete that first one. Launch the following project at least 6 times. Task efficiency. It can be relaunched in the same nation several times. So it said 6 times. Except it's something nobody likes. Literally nobody likes. Kind of do, I guess. Okay, they do. Huh. Forty research points in a... Wow. Unresearched genetics project. That's cool. Okay. Well, guys, I think we've got the idea of this one here. Clearly, there's a bigger rabbit hole to go down because there's actually 3 additional segments up here that we haven't even unlocked yet. Rapid Task Force, Charity Drives, and Brain Transfer under Gene Splicing, which is the thing that you need to make your board of directors immortal, which is part of the end game of this. So, I gotta say, guys, this so far is... pretty cool. It is, without a doubt, a management sim. Ergo, it is predominantly menus. Not a high-action game, but I really like the concept that it's going for. I think it's pretty cool. You know, the idea of building your own cyberpunk dystopia, I think is really neat. You know, the idea of a game where you're not only making large-scale, wide-reaching decisions, but are encouraged to actually do so in a way that is, like, morally dubious. Like, they actually encourage you to be evil to a certain degree. I think is pretty cool. So, I like that a lot. So, yeah. So, I think we're going to give that, well, it sort of is. I mean, it is if you have the look of it. If you look at it and you look at what you're being encouraged to research, it's all very, like, it's not directly cyberpunk, though the game calls itself that, I think. Like, if you take a look at, for example, like if we go over here to its Steam page, found a company, yeah, in this cyberpunk management sim. So they call it that because while you're not directly creating like maybe like a cyberpunk 2077 style company, you are creating a company that is using a lot of social manipulation, political contributions, clever marketing, things like that. The types of things that you would think about cyberpunk style companies doing, right? So that's kind of the idea behind it. So I can certainly see that. And I could see it getting very interesting. The fact that it will, that like in terms of money and things like that, it will snowball, right? To the point where you're going to be rapidly getting bigger and bigger and bigger and spending more and more on projects and stuff like that. I think it's a really cool concept. I'm going to put a lot more time into this game for sure. I don't know if it's the world's best streaming game, to be honest, because it's a lot of reading and a lot of menus. But this is a great game to play. This will absolutely run on a laptop. You could play this while watching something or doing something else like that. And because it's turn-based, right, you could step away from it and come back. Really cool concepts. I really like this. Definitely recommend checking it out. It's cheap too. It's $10 US, which, considering the amount of time you could put into this and the number of different ways you could finish it, is pretty darn good value for money, I think. So this is Spinnortality. It is out on the PC, Mac, and Linux. I think it's really cool, but obviously it's a strategy game with a lot of menus. You got to be into that kind of gameplay for sure. So yeah, I think this is pretty cool. So thank you for watching, guys. If you are on YouTube right now, as usual, please like, subscribe, comment, etc., etc. Helps the videos get noticed by more and more people. And if you are watching the stream, we will be back. We've got 3 more games to play today, making another big real shift in tone after this to one I'm actually kind of excited about as well. So stick around, guys. I'll be back in just a moment. Indie Showcase Saturday, powered by The Shed, rolls on. Stick around, guys.